This is George. You are tuned into Brooks Chronicles. Brooks Chronicles.
Hello everyone. This is a Rooks channel, or as you know it, Rooks Chronicles. So I'm back again after a very long time. It's been a year. I say I'll start this thing over and over again, and it's not happened. So I decided to just finally make it happen. And here we are. And as I promised also previously that I would like to be having interviews with common people that I know and people who I relate with from a very simple social perspective. And I got a friend. I'll allow her to talk about herself just to make a basic introduction, and then we can start.
Okay, thanks so much, Rooks. Thanks for having me here.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
Yeah, so I've always been watching your channel and you have some really mind-blowing topics that you share with us. So yeah, that's a great thing. And I know you're enlightening us and motivating us, so that's great. So guys, my name is Yvette. I'm a social media manager, and Rooks here has been my friend for a very, very long time. What can I say? We've been friends. Sometimes we work together, sometimes.
Yeah, just social. I mean, just as normal human beings. And we've been wanting to do this, to just delve into some of the things. And the question is, why are we here? What has found us here as Kenyans, as citizens, and as human beings? In relation to some of the things that have been going on, which we can enumerate, for example, would you pick a topic in mind?
So much has happened. Say over the last 5 years. So much has happened. Right from the recession, there've been job losses, and then just when we are trying to recover, then the pandemic hit us.
Yes.
Yes, and barely had we recovered from that, then we heard of other strains of COVID, and then which led to more job losses. And yeah, it's been quite a grim time, I must admit. But again, life has to go on. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are human beings. We've got goals to achieve. We've got families to raise. Yeah, and we've got to give our best in spite of the challenges.
Yeah, and we also have to be happy because life is for the living. You cannot forget to also smile from time to time, because life brings you those challenges, but it's just the way you manage them.
Yeah, true.
Talk about being in a crisis. Just when you thought that we are also getting back into normal life from the blockage, from the COVID lockdown, then a war started somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a few months ago, and again when we are just settling down to recover from our broken pieces, we are again in a recession of some kind. Or do I say inflation?
It's inflation. Crazy inflation.
It's a crazy inflation. And how are we managing it? As human beings, as Kenyans so far, because everybody has a challenge. Yes, I have challenges too. If I could ask you, what are some of the challenges you are facing currently that are just hitting and you feel like they are not your personal challenges? It's a global challenge, it's a national challenge that is affecting common people.
Oh my God, for me right now, I would say the inflation.
Yes.
The prices of things have doubled.
Yeah, actually, it says skyrocketed.
Oh yes. Whatever you could buy at 30 bob in January is now 60 bob. Whatever you could buy at 200 shillings in January or December is now 500 shillings.
Yes.
And our income remains the same. So
True.
everyone is feeling the strain. For me, there's the inflation. Against similar income, so the debts are going up like this.
Yes.
Against an income that's that's static.
Flat.
Yes.
Yeah, static.
Yeah, and somehow I find myself straining. Either I've had to definitely downgrade in terms of lifestyle.
Yeah.
I've had to look for extra things to do.
Yeah.
Just to
Even move
add
house.
on,
And even
to
move
my
house.
income. I've had to, I've had
Yes.
to move houses, and it hasn't been easy. But again, I can't keep that mindset that it's not easy, so I'm gonna be grumpy. Because again, if I'm grumpy, then it means that I lose my zeal for doing things.
Yeah, for doing things.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I want to thrive.
Yes.
See? Yeah. So for me, really, what I started with was a mindset shift. From I'm suffering to what, I've got to survive this. I've got
Yes.
to live this, and I can do it. But I didn't achieve it alone. I'm blessed to have coaches in my life that have
You have
provided
pillars.
yeah,
in
they
your
have
life.
provided the mental
Yes.
support, and sort of given me a map, a pathway, and they've been my support, and that has really helped me
Yes.
navigate
Through.
through this
If
period.
I may ask, what's happening to the children in that whole confusion? For those who have children, what are the parents going through? If you could just bring it to light from your perspective.
Okay, I'm a parent myself
Okay.
to a teenager, and teenagers, not just teenagers, let me just say that children do not understand why their lives suddenly have to
Have
change.
changed,
Yeah.
yes.
They don't understand why we are not doing the regular weekend outings,
Yeah.
or why we've had to change.
And there were
the
basic
foods that
things.
we
To
eating.
them, there were basic things
The
like a
most
normal
basic
going
of
out on a
things.
Sunday after church.
Exactly.
Uh, having-
going for maybe lunch out.
Yes, or
going
during
for
the
an
holiday
amusement
programs,
park.
he's fixed or she's fixed to a particular program to keep him or her busy.
Yes. And now, for parents of teens, it's even worse.
Yes.
Because teens expect some things. Well, it comes with the territory. When you're
Yes,
a teenager,
yes.
there's a certain way you want to look.
Yeah, and
there's certain
identity.
items
There's
that
always
you
an
want to
identity
have.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can't afford all that.
Yes.
And somehow we have to make the children understand that, things have changed. I don't have money,
Yes.
Which, on one hand, it's good that they know.
Yes.
But then on the other hand, it also sounds so defeatist if you keep telling
Yeah,
them
that is
that
not possible.
I don't have now, and the I don't have attitude really affects their money mindset and abundance mindset. Again, you don't want to expose your kid
too
to
much to that. So
it's too much
you're trying to shield
negativity.
them from negativity, while at the same time you cannot be.
You're
cannot
also
promise.
trying to adjust
Yes.
and make it, number one, you provide without pushing yourself to the limit.
Yes.
And then provide, even if it's not to the standard that
Standards.
they were expecting,
Yeah.
but still make it palatable
Yeah,
and fun
that
and
they can see that
acceptable for
mom or
them.
dad is trying.
Yes.
So it's not so bad. With an understanding also, because you have to make them understand that some things have to change because there are difficulties. And I'm sure the children also are looking around.
Yes.
And they can see the despair around within
Yeah.
their year groups, within
Yes,
their
true,
friends, and so on
true.
and so forth.
Yeah, and the best thing about this is that it's not just happening to one household, it's happening, across the
Yeah.
board. Yeah. So the way you handle it as the adult
Yes.
really matters. And that is why I started with mindset. If you're of the right mindset, then you'll be able to even guide your children to sort of understand or acclimatize to what's happening.
What is going on around?
in the
And actually, it's a
economy
global,
right now.
it's a global situation. It's not like a local situation because if you look around the world, we are having the same issues of hiking fuel prices, food shortages. There are already riots in some countries.
A lot of countries,
And usually, if you want a revolution, just deny people food.
Yes.
Yes, if you want to start a revolution, just make the prices of things go high, and then you don't have those things that are expensive and available on the shelves or wherever they are supposed to be found. Then you have a very unhappy people.
Yeah, of course, people are going to react.
Yes.
Because then food is the most basic of needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I may ask, what about how does it affect our social lives, our relationships, beyond family, how has the situation we are going through affected you as a person in terms of your relationships with at the family level, at a social level?
Okay, let me just start by saying there's a point that I might have omitted.
Okay.
Yeah, social
Good.
media.
Yes.
There's the social media aspect of it,
Yes.
where these days we have a number of influencers, you know,
Yes.
showing us their flashy lives, and we
Glam,
we,
as
we,
they
we
call
really
it.
wish we had that.
Yes.
Those are the kind of things they desire.
Yes.
And then back in our spaces, we feel like we're really struggling to just make ends meet. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's another thing that you also have to deal with. Yeah. So one, there's us, we the grown-ups dealing with it, and then
Yes.
number two, there's our kids who are also exposed to social
social
media.
media, yes.
Yeah. And seeing those influencers' children living a certain kind of lifestyle.
Right, that
And-
is
and-
beyond their
You know, the parents, you know, reach. Yeah.
ability. Yes.
Yeah, so this really calls for initiating or developing a way of communicating with your kids,
Yes.
so that they know to differentiate between what's real, what's out there is real
Yes.
life, and then what's behind the screen, which in most times is created.
It's for viewership,
Yes.
for likes, for accumulating followers so that they have financial gain, because it's also
Exactly, because
a
that's
money
their
making.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's for that person to gain
Yes.
by not using you, but bringing themselves to your platform so that you can view them
Yes.
and you can react.
Yeah, you view them, react, follow them.
Yes, follow
And
them.
when you do that, the more the followers they have,
Yes.
then the more the economic benefit that
They get.
accrues
Yes.
to them.
So for you is to know that.
Yes.
And to make probably the young people or the children understand that it's just glam. It's just a way of someone trying to portray themselves in a particular manner that is appealing.
I
so
call it
that-
an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion, because the world that they are inhibiting or that they are trying to portray does not actually exist.
No, it doesn't.
It's
It's all created,
it's just created
for that moment.
Yes, for that moment. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but if you follow it closely and you stick to it too much, then you also lose your vision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
because
Because you
you're-
start comparing.
Yes, and you are chasing an illusion
Yeah.
and you are comparing, so your vision becomes a little bit blurred,
Distorted.
because it's not your life.
Yeah.
That's not you.
True, true. And Brooks, there's nothing as bad as comparing your life with someone's life that seems perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you start putting pressure on yourself, you start pushing yourself. For those with partners, you start, you know,
Yes.
exerting unnecessary pressures
Pressure
on your
on them.
partners,
Yes.
because now you have some really unreasonable demands.
So there is that basically pressure that you are talking to, which leads to what I was going to about the
The relationships now, yes, within the family.
Within the family.
Yeah.
In that framework of high inflation, how is it in your perspective, in your own opinion, the way you view it?
Number one, we've talked about the pressure.
Yes.
If you are the kind of person who gets easily influenced by the influencers, anyway, they're supposed to influencers.
Yes.
They're rightfully called influencers.
Yeah.
If you're that kind of person, then there's a high chance that you won't have peace in your home,
Yes.
because you'll have such high expectations
and standards.
of your family members,
Yes.
expectations that they are barely able to deliver. You'll have high expectations on one, your kids, because so and so's kid does ballet.
Yeah.
Yours is not doing ballet because you can't afford it. So you also want your kid to be that perfect in ballet,
Yes.
or you know, to develop some kind of talent, because you can't afford it. So you're there pushing them
Yeah,
to
pushing
just
them
find
to just-
ways of
yes.
doing it, just so that you can also showcase
Yes.
that.
So
Yeah.
how do you filter this then? Because there has to be a personal filter that you find within yourself that just tells you, up to this point, cut.
Yeah.
I can allow only as much, but the rest I think I can deal with. Is it easy to shed off friendships that you feel in the current situation that you feel overburdening you. How do you go around that?
Rooks, some time back, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there was a post on social media. A lady was actually complaining how expensive friendships have become. Because, and for us women, it's really expensive because we have
Because of expectations.
we have bridal showers, then we have
Yes,
baby
rural
showers,
show.
then we have so many
many
things
things.
that involve spending money, or just you can decide we're going as a group to
Yes.
visit so and so, or we're going to surprise her with ABC,
Yes.
and that takes money.
Here these
It
days
takes
you have
money.
there is a dress code.
There's a dress code, so you have to do your hair because you want to look good for the gram.
Yes.
You've got to do your makeup, and those don't come cheap these days.
Yes.
Then you have to, contribute money for the food,
For the food,
contribute
and
money
for
for
the
a
transport.
gift. Then there's transport,
Transport,
But really, as a human being, come down to yourself and question: do I have the resources to
do
achieve
this?
all this?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
then there's the resource. Then number 2, these people in my circle, my social
Setup.
resource or my social
Yeah.
setup, are they people who are going to give me the grace to not attend?
Yeah, to not attend and
Simply
understand.
because I can't.
Yes,
I do not
afford.
have the means
Yes.
to attend.
Yeah.
And by me not attending, will our friendship still remain the same?
And these functions are becoming bigger and bigger
Yeah.
because it's always about
Who does the best?
Can you Google and compare
Yeah.
and look at photos of the last one
Yes.
you attended and see whether you are going to copy the same thing?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
I would say that one, look at your resources,
Yes.
your financial resources, your mental resources.
Yes.
Yeah, because also some gatherings are really draining.
Yes.
And then your social networks. Are they people who are adding to your life, or are they taking away?
yes.
Then from there, you're able to make adjustments. Yeah, if I'm in a group where I'm always castigated for not attending
Yes.
ABC, just because I don't have the resources, or if I find myself having to borrow,
Yes.
to be part of a group, then
Then
clearly
you're
I
in the
don't
wrong
belong
place.
there.
You're in the
I don't belong there.
in the wrong place.
Yeah, and you know what, Rooks, what we don't know is that it's okay to drop friends.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay to say no. Yeah, and it's okay to take some time off alone, just to
And
sort
just
of
to figure out your.
searching,
I
and
usually
to
call
figure
it.
yourself out.
You have to walk your journey.
Yes.
Because nobody else can walk it for you. Because you're alone in that journey. You only have other people around you as accompaniments because you're a human being. But otherwise, the steps you make, nobody can make. So
Your journey is
there-
different.
there
It's
is
even
different.
different from your kids.
Even from your kids,
journey.
you cannot walk his or her journey
Yeah.
because it's charted for them by whichever superior being is in control, and you just have to give the support, and then you move on. The same case with you and I have to choose the kind of friends I want to be with,
Absolutely.
and
absolutely.
the fewer sometimes as you grow older, the better.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in my life. I've had to drop, well, not really drop,
But
categorize.
categorize, you departmentalize
Yes.
your friendship.
I've had to categorize my friends. They're
Yes.
now layers. Or should
Yes.
I say circles? You know the way.
There's a subset.
Yeah, the way
Yeah.
atoms have those
Yeah,
circles.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's the inner circle,
Yeah.
and then now there are others. And then also, it's okay to say that so and so is my colleague. You don't have to be your friend.
No.
She's your colleague. Or so and so is my neighbor. We just need to normalize this, and then they're
Yes.
friends. For friendships, it's much deeper.
Yeah.
I believe. I've always believed that friends are like your second family.
Yeah.
They're the family that you choose.
Yes.
Yeah, and therefore, because you have that privilege of choosing our friends,
Yes.
it's up to us to make the right decision as to who do I want
Yes.
to be associated
I've
with.
learned to be a little bit amoebic, where I can break myself into segments depending on the environment. Because if you go as a wholesome everywhere, then it's not going to work. There is my amoebic me at work,
Yeah.
amoebic me at the workplace, at the social place, at different other settings, so that I don't have to carry so much load. Yeah, because I can only handle small pieces of people. Yes, but I don't, as you don't want to drop them.
You don't want to
You
drop
don't want
them
to drop them.
because there's a reason God
Created all of them.
How many are we now in the
Yeah,
planet?
so many. And we are connected.
7.7 billion or
I don't know
8
the
billion,
figures, but it's
something.
quite a lump
There's a
sum.
reason God created a lot of people.
Yes.
And we, like you said, we're all connected, yeah? So it's you to choose your tribe.
Yes.
Yeah, who are your inner circle?
Yes.
And then who are your inner circle? These are people who you can talk to them about anything,
Yes.
your spiritual issues, your mental issues, your family issues, your social issues,
Yes.
you know. And like your second family, the only thing that lacks actually is DNA. Yeah, for them to be like your family biologically. And also some of your family members can be in your inner circle.
Yes.
You know? And then then there's the others who provide, you know, the other types of support. Because as a person, you need to network. Yeah, there's someone who might be good at like Crooks. We do a lot of content for, you know, like lifestyle and that kind of content.
Yes.
So you need there's someone who has the resources, the information
Yeah,
that
the
you
information
might
I
need.
might need, yes.
Or you might need to
So I have
collaborate with
I have an
somebody.
open mind.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and
I
I'm
know
very
where to
situational.
place them.
And situational. Because
Exactly,
one
exactly.
situation is not the same with the other. So you are we just basically need to be very smart
Yes.
to navigate
Completely.
through this situation so that we can also survive, because
Yes.
the basic reason to be alive
Survival.
is to survive. Yes, because
Survival.
yeah, it's to survive. And survival is not struggling. No, survival just means that you get the basics that you need.
Get the basics that you need, and then you are kind of guaranteed,
Yes, guaranteed.
to exist
Yes.
beyond today.
Yes. And what about happiness?
Happiness is an inside job, to see.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
Happiness is an
Inside
inside
job.
job. Well, I've come a long way for me
Yes.
to be able to say that happiness
Yes.
is an inside job.
Yes.
I know I read from when we are young, we expect others to provide environments or conditions that then make us happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were kids, we expected our parents to make us happy or our playmates to make us happy. And then as we
Yes.
get into teenage, we expect our friends to make us
Yes.
happy. And then we grow up and we get married and you expect your spouse to make you happy. But now I've come to learn that if you're not happy inside,
Yeah.
you're never going to experience joy when you're with other people.
Yeah, so for me, I've made happiness a mandatory situation. Yeah, so when I joke with some people and they ask me, how are you doing today? Are you okay? I tell them, I have no choice. Because I have woken up myself that morning,
Yeah.
telling myself that I have to be happy.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm not happy about is going to be overwhelmed by the will to just make things work, because
Yeah.
they have to work.
Yeah, true.
Things just have to work because your child depends on you. If you break down, who is going to take care of them? Yeah. So you have to make it an
habit.
obligation
Yes.
and
Well,
a habit.
it sounds abstract.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds abstract.
Yes.
But maybe I can share some tips
Yes.
that actually work.
Yes.
You see, I believe in affirmations. I don't know whether you believe in them. Affirmations are basically telling yourself positive things
Yes.
in the morning, especially when you wake
Yes.
up. And you know, now this like guides your mood for
the day.
whole day.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, I have to go to work
Yes.
again. You know, that work is there. You need it. You have
Yeah.
no choice. You have to
Yeah.
go.
And many people don't have it.
Yes.
So you are already on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
in as far as what do they say, opportunities are concerned.
Yes.
So you should wake up.
Well, you might be on a pedestal
Yes.
in someone else's eyes,
Yes.
but then probably you're not happy at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have to go because
Yes.
you have to make a living.
No, by pedestal I meant you already chosen.
Yeah, you already.
You've already been given an opportunity.
Yeah.
To work.
To work.
Yeah.
And I think working that in itself is a gift.
It's a gift.
It's a
yes.
gift that not many people get. Yeah. So how affirmation works, Rooks, is you wake up and tell yourself all these positive things.
Yes.
Yeah, about yourself.
About yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I'll give an example. You wake up and say things like, I am a lovable person.
Yes.
I am a talented person.
Yes.
I am skilled. I am good at what I do. Yeah.
Yes.
So that even if you're at work and someone comes screaming at you because according to them you didn't deliver,
yeah, but
deep inside
you know. Yeah.
You know
You're doing your best.
what you do.
Yeah.
And you're
you're
doing
trying
your
very
best.
hard.
Yeah, because you know what? When you say that to yourself, those words that you throw out there sort of have a way
positive
of
or
coming back
negative.
to you. Yeah, and they
Yes.
come back to you. But if the positive words that you're throwing out there,
Yeah, they'll come back to
they'll
you.
come back to you positively.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you find yourself carrying on, you know, during the day with this rather
Burden.
good mindset.
Yeah, or a burden if you choose the other way.
Yeah, and again, yeah, if now you focus on the things that are not so pleasant in your life,
Yes.
believe you me, you'll always be blaming God. Oh God, why did you bring this to me? You know, in spite of ABC, yes. Yeah. And affirmations is just another way of counting your blessings. You know, we are told to count our blessings.
Yeah. One by one.
One by one. One by one. I know there's a time I was a complainer, and I still do from time to time.
Yes.
Yeah. But I've also learned to list down when I find myself in that situation where things are not working out for me, but they're working out for other people.
Yes.
Why not me? So what I've learned to do is to just list down things that are really good in my life.
Yes.
And I also list down the things that are not so good in my life. And let me tell you, every single time, the list of the good things
More.
are more.
Yeah.
No matter where I've been in life, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been in the depths of financial issues,
Difficulties.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and each time, the good things
Always shine
more.
through.
Yeah.
So sometimes we can talk a lot and for a long time.
Yes.
Sometimes we think we are talking to ourselves because it's a discussion we are having. But also, when we talk to people and the public, we always believe that there are people who are thinking like us. And sometimes people who are going through difficulties.
Yes.
So we really hope that the discussion we are having, because we need to conclude,
Yeah.
will help someone somewhere to just feel that all is not lost.
Yeah.
We just need to reset, reboot, and just relook a little bit more into the situation we are in, and just look for positive things.
Positive things.
Yes.
And also, I'll add to what you're saying. We also need to learn to just take breaks. Sometimes
Yes.
we get
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Sometimes, actually, things are not working out
Yes.
because we are exhausted.
Yes.
And when we are exhausted, we just need to rest and reset.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this life is never that serious. In the very, very end, as serious as we are, it's never really that serious because you live, you grow up, you grow old, you exit, and then you leave a legacy or whatever thing you've left for the world, and then the world will still move on.
Yes.
So let's learn to just be good to each other and try to overcome the things we are going through.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And we always do.
Yes.
Believe in me.
Yeah,
We
we always do.
overcome.
We always overcome because the human being is the most adaptable creature ever made.
True.
So we'll stop there, and I'm definitely sure we are going to have another discussion one of these days with her or with somebody else,
Yeah.
because it's an open forum for all of us.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, and God bless you.
Yeah.
And thanks for gracing this moment.
Thanks so
I
much.
appreciate it.
This has been so much fun,
Yes.
and I hope to have this discussion
Yes,
with
we
you
will.
again.
We will. The camera is still rolling, so we'll get another opportunity.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, and God bless you. Bye, people.
Bye.
Take care.